I'm here at the National Pecan Chef Summit, coming up with great ideas and recipes with fellow chefs from around the country and really celebrating all things pecan.
The National Pecan Shellers Association has taken the initiative to bring in some of the top chefs from around the United States to come up with some creative recipes for pecans. And it's been very exciting to see what they do with it.
The purpose of this event was really to try to educate our chefs on how to think about pecans outside of pecan pie. As a protein, pecan offers a lot of different versatile applications.
It's a synergistic approach with pecans where it's interesting when you get a bunch of chefs together to create a process.
The pecan with its healthy oils is good for heart health, good for our skin, and also good for satiety, and of course feeling full helps with weight management. What I like about the pecan as a registered dietitian is it really is that win-win of taste and health.
I think once people are aware of the health benefit and the new products that are being produced from pecans is definitely a trend.
If you're looking towards a plant-based diet or perhaps a dairy-free diet, pecans are a great substitute. They still add texture, richness, creaminess without adding dairy.
I've learned a little bit more about the specific varieties of pecans and in particular different sizings of the pecans. So I have a ton of ideas for how to roll out what still amounts to a top 5 flavor in terms of popularity. Butter pecan and all variants thereof are just wonderful, super popular ice cream flavors, and I look forward to introducing new high road flavors with pecans. In fact, this year we're introducing a caramel pecan for the first time, so we really hope to shake things up with that new flavor. It'll be in Whole Foods stores nationwide.
My biggest takeaway from this first Pecan Chef Summit was how the chefs would roast the pecans for almost everything they used them in. And I asked them why. The main reason is when you roast the nut, it opens the oils up and they become much more flavorful as well as absorbent.
Things that I think are important for chefs and for folks who are working with pecans to remember is that they're stored properly. It does have essential oils in it that can go rancid very quickly. I recommend that folks keep their pecans and all nuts, for that matter, ideally in the freezer, but the refrigerator as well, just as you would any fresh, like olive oil.
What I'm taking away from this experience is just looking at pecans in different ways as an ingredient. You know, we do it on a daily basis, but sometimes using that as a focal point, not just bringing the ingredient up because of the flavor, but the nutrition-wise. So we can add pecans into a menu by and adding value, nutritional value to a dish that we're putting together using the pecan, which has not just for dessert.
A second takeaway from a business or industry standpoint is that they used it as a crust for lamb. They put it into salads, which we see, but they prepared them in a lot of different ways. Sometimes putting, something a little sweet, but they used a lot of spices in it that were very, very flavorful. And then they'd mix it with fruit. So we had pomegranate, pecans, radishes, and a nice leafy green salad, and with different flavors. So that was very interesting as well.
I learned today that it's got a 475-degree smoke point, which is pretty impressive.
So what's been really cool is to watch the chefs think about, how do I use pecan oil? How do I use pecan meal? How do I use these little pieces as opposed to, the pretty halves on top of a pastry? And they've come up with literally everything, from soup to nuts.
Come with an open mind and sharp knives. This is a really fabulous event and one that I hope to participate in for years to come.
It's always fun to get together with a bunch of chefs who want to be creative, and these guys know how to cook, no doubt about that.
If you have the opportunity to join and you're invited, jump on it.
I think that the Kellen Group and the NPSA, to have this idea and bring this caliber of food professional here, and then to have them take such a vested interest, to me, it's much more than I ever imagined we'd get out of this, and I think it's going to be much more successful than any of us dreamed of.